Hello everybody, this is Zach at it again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and we are going to do a little something different this week. I'm going to take you inside of a live show that I attended on Saturday, August 8th with my friend Jeremy Miller at the Millwald Theatre in Wytheville. And typically live shows aren't permitted to be rebroadcast in this way. I do not have permission from the owner of this show to rebroadcast it, but I think it will be permissible because of the unique circumstances of this program. If it isn't, obviously you won't hear it because it will be taken down. And I have tremendous respect for Peter Antoniou, the English psychic comedian that was the star of this show. And the reason that I wanted to use parts of the live show is because during the live show, he spoke directly to me. And I could not recapture that on my own. So I'm hoping that this will be an acceptable way of relaying this to you. So we are going to do this in sections, and I will do my best to explain this to you as we go. But as for the beginning, let's head to Peter Antoniou at the Millwald Theatre so that he has an opportunity to introduce himself.
As you just heard, my name's Peter Antoniou. I'm a psychic comedian, which means over the time we have together, I might read your mind, might fondle your frontal lobe, your mind, all leave alone, disgusting. But obviously there's going to also be audience participation, because I know what's going on in my mind. That's called thinking, so we're going to practice of that now in a second. I realise that this is a bit of a weird job to do. This was not always my plan. I actually went to college to study music. My plan was to be a music teacher. But while I was there, in order to pay my way through college, I worked as, you know those late night infomercials like, cool, 0900 psychic, and you'll get a tarot reading. I was one of those guys, like a British Miss Clean. I think if you knew me as a kid, that sort of career progression was not the most surprising in the world. Like, I was an incredibly weird child. I learned to read tarot when I was 9. But also at the same time, I was like absolutely obsessed with comic books and like loved the X-Men and really wanted a superpower. And those sort of things happened both at the same time. And in that way that kids do, I just decided, oh, I'd love to be able to read minds. I'll just learn how to do that. So I dedicated the rest of my life to spending time with psychics and hypnotists and magicians and psychologists and learning everything I can about reading minds. And then, yeah, it led me back to working on those psychic phone lines. So I thought it would be fun. I do not still work on the psychic phone lines. More on that later. Good. But I thought it would be fun to show you what me working on those psychic phone lines were like, which is why as you were coming in, you all should have got a voiceover that asked everyone to think of a question you'd love to ask a psychic. Give me a cheer if you did that. If you didn't, you were distracted by booze, that's fine, I'll give you the cliff notes. So basically, I want everyone now to think of a question you'd love to ask a psychic, the sort of thing you don't know the answer to, but that you wish that you did. As I say, in a second, I'm going to try and give a couple of you some readings. Now, the way this is going to work, in a second, you're all going to scream your dates of birth, your zodiac symbols, and your names at me in your minds. Okay, not out loud, just in your brain. I'm going to try and connect with a couple of you. As I say, for you, I'll give you a reading. When I get them, zodiac symbols are almost always right. Dates of birth might be a day or two off here or there. Names is often what it sounds like, so I might go like Ellen instead of Ellie, that sort of thing. If you think I'm talking about you, even if there's a tiny discrepancy, make yourself known, we'll get your microphone and I'll do my best to figure it out. Although I should say with the discrepancies, if I say I'm connecting to an Aries born on the 2nd called John, and you know you're a Leo born on the 30th called Mary, don't say, oh, that's me! Just gives you desperate protection. It will slow me down. I'm going to try to get to as many people as I can tonight. I will not get to everyone in the room. I wish there was time, there simply is not. Although I will say, I've done this long enough to know that whilst lives don't copy each other, they certainly do rhyme. And you might find that I'm talking to someone about a bunch of stuff that they are going through. and it is the same shit that you are also going through. I think we find the universal and the specific. I think the best way to approach this is to listen to what's happening in other people's life, take what's useful, discard what's not. That's the best approach here. I should also say there should be a caveat as well. When I started on the psychic phone lines, I was 18 years old. And can you imagine taking life advice from an 18-year-old? And even though I am now older, I still earn my living doing this. So asking me for life advice is like asking Woody Allen for dating tips. It's probably not the best idea ever. Okay, so take everything I say with a heart in danger of pinch of salt. But with all that said, everyone focus on your dates of birth, your zodiac symbols, your names, and scream them at me in your minds now.
Now, watch what happens when he starts to do the individual personal readings when he reaches my friend Bonnie.
Bonnie, you're a Capricorn. Born on the 23rd? We're just in this front sort of little section. Alright. How many more time? I can't remember when the show stopped. Did you go to Hello, Bonnie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. Oh, Bonnie, this feels less like a question or a fact. This feels much more like a story of hope for everyone else. Because often I get shown, this comes up a lot in shows where people are just like, oh, I'm chronically single, when am I going to meet someone? And this feels a bit, Bonnie, like you are like the after person in that sort of story. This is to do with your romantic life, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is this the gentleman you're standing to?
Uh-huh.
You ex-military, buddy? Yes, sir. Yeah. National Guard?
Yes, sir.
For like over 40 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Deserves a round of applause. And it took you a while to find it.
Long time.
Like 30 odd years.
Yes.
And I think you were in that position that I'm sure a bunch of other people in the room where you were just like, oh, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I'm the person who lives in the neighbourhood that all of the neighbourhood kids run past their house because I'm just the stereo witch person. And then you found this solid guy and the love of your life, and you're like, it took 30 years, but absolutely fucking worth it. And this feels like, as I say, less of a fun story or a question, but more just a beacon for anyone else in the room who's going, oh, maybe that's not for me. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it's like a stew. You have to let it brew for a while before it's tasted. I think you've got an absolutely cracking bloke there. I'm so glad that it took the time that it did for it to be perfect. Give them both a round of applause.
So I was thrilled for my friend Bonnie, who had had a disastrous ending to her first marriage and had finally found the love of her life. And she didn't want a question answered for her. She just wanted her story to be a beacon of hope for other people. And that is the type of person Bonnie is. And I was quite thrilled for her. I was selfishly disappointed that Peter did not answer the question for me that I had submitted for him. He said that the loudest thinker would be heard in the audience. And I was thinking very loudly, trying to get him to hear me. And just when I thought it was too late to be noticed, take a listen to what happened at the close of the show.
We do one last thing. I need 3 people from this you do not have to join me on stage. You can be any age, any gender. If you catch a frisbee, just stand up where you are. If you've already been used in the show before, pass it to someone who hasn't. I'm going to attempt to get into the balcony. God help us.
Get it, Jeremy. Get it. Get it. Give it to me.
On the stairs, that counts. Someone will get that frisbee. If I do that again, I'll pop down. Okay, right. So there was one on the frisbee, one there, and one over there. Perfect, right. We're going to get everyone involved in last bit. Can everyone else grab your cell phones for me? I want you to open up the calculator app on your phone. So I thought it would be fun to close the show with some maths. Once you've got the calculator open, if you just wave it in the air at me. So I know we're following along. This is the closest I get to my Billy Joel. And then our frisbee friends, where did you guys end up? So we've got one over there, one there, and then there was one in the balcony as well. Hopefully someone won't. Okay, right. So, we will start with our friend with the blue frisbee at the back there. Hello, buddy. What's your name?
My name is Zach.
Zach. Good to meet you, Zach. Zach. Zach, are you thinking about starting a podcast?
Yes.
Okay. Zach says, I know you're doing something else, but answer about my podcast. You're about to start and you're worried about it being a success.
Yes.
And I think the thing that is slightly tripping you up here, Zach, is that you're worried about it being a success, but you've actually not defined what success looks like to you. It's like a moving goalpost of what mood you wake up to in the morning.
Sort of, yeah.
I think that making the podcast is a wonderful idea. I think removing the stress about the success, I think that what I want you to do is focus on it being the most fun that it can be. And I think that you will enjoy loads of the parts of the process. I just think leaning into that process is going to be really good for you, okay?
The problem is I have a podcast.
You have a podcast?
And
Are you starting another one?
And I want to know whether to change it or vamp it up.
Okay. And I think that, as I say, leaning into that, enjoyment bit a bit more. The podcast doesn't have to be one thing. The podcast is whatever you want to make it.
Exactly.
So I think that vamping up, that being let's just make this the most fun it can be.
Right.
Because I kind of think the best way to approach life is just saying, what's the most fun what you can have at any given moment? And I think vamping this up is sort of the thing that would be a bit more fun. So I think leaning into that is a great idea. And we're going to continue with this bit because you think very loudly, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'd ask you a question. The answer that you give us, we're all going to type into our calculators, okay?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
What year were you born, buddy?
1985.
1985.
Thank you.
Well, one fact. Good, all right, so we've got 1985, and I want everyone to multiply the little X button, and then we'll come to our friend in the balcony. Hello, what's your name?
Lynette.
Lynette, good to meet you, Lynette. Now, Lynette, obviously it's rude to ask a lady how old she is, so I'm going to ask you a different question so you can be more gallant, okay? How much do you weigh? Instead, I want you to give us a year that's special to you, that means something to you. Now, we're not going to ask why, so it can be like the year your parents met, the year you graduated, the year you murdered someone, doesn't matter, okay? But we're going to 1985 multiplied by Lynette's special year, which is? Sorry, that's another?
1981.
1981, perfect. So we've got 1995 multiplied by 1981. I want everyone to hit plus the little addition symbol. And we will come to our third friend who was somewhere over there. Helen, what's your name? Helen, good to meet you, Helen. In a second, you're going to give us a 7-digit number. 7 digits even a few seconds ago, you didn't know you'd be saying. So there's no way anyone in this room could know the numbers that are about to tumble out of your mouth, okay? Go slowly so we can all follow along. The 7 digits you want us to add are
2,
2,
6,
6,
7,
7,
5,
5,
3,
3,
1,
1,
9.
9. 2, 6, 7, 5, 3, 1, 9. Any particular reason you want with those numbers?
Is the numbers I came up with?
Just the numbers you can. You blacked out, you said some numbers, that's fine. Okay, but like, maybe they're not the most random. Maybe, it kind of does look like she forgot that song and then sort of came up with some numbers. And I do want to make this as random as humanly possible. And there is only one person I can think of, she's the last person to give us the numbers. Aaron.
He's way back there.
Come and join us up here, Aaron, one last time. Aaron, give Aaron one last round of applause. Aaron, buddy, are you right or left-handed? You're right-handed, perfect. So we need your left hand for this, for obvious reasons. So, will you stick your index finger out on your left hand?
Left.
Which one do you wipe with? Wipe with. You done. Okay, good. Right. You're an enigma, Aaron. I love you. Good. Right. So index finger out on your left hand. Left hand. Right. In a second, we're going to lock eyes while having a romance. You're going to tap a bunch of numbers. You're able to roughly see what you're doing out. Your peripheral vision can actually be random. Okay. So everyone hit plus. Fingertip above, looking at me lovingly, and then just tap away. On the calculator. And look at me. And then tap the calculator. Yeah, like that, perfect, right? You just... Okay, good, right. I'm going to read out the numbers you tapped, Aaron. If I change any of them, you speak up. You keep me honest here, okay? So we're finally adding Aaron's big number, which is strapping everyone. 7, 4... 2, 1, 9, 3, 0, 5. Yeah? Right, I'm just going to have someone else verify this because Aaron's drugs are wearing on. So, 7, 4, 2, 1, 9, 3, 0, 5. Right? We all got that? Aaron, you have been an absolute joy. We'll do one of these. Give up for Aaron, everyone. To be as chill as Aaron is. I should have said as well, if you took one of my pens at the start of the show, they're not free gift. Okay? I've lost so many pens in the last 7 days that I'm going to have to say, if you take one of my pens out of this room, I'm going to curse you with 10 years of bad luck. And I know you're thinking, oh, he's just joking, but after everything you've seen tonight, are you willing to take that risk? So, do put the pens back. As I say, we've got 1985 multiplied by 1981, adding 2675319, and then adding 74219,305. Everyone here equals. We should have quite a large number, thanks to Aaron getting a little carried away there, which is like 80,826,909. We all have that? Yeah. Mostly yes, a couple of no's, no trouble left behind, not your fault. For most of us. 80,826,909. This number exists today because all of you decided to come out. This group of people might never be in the same room again. And even if they were, you've seen high throw frisbees, we couldn't connect to those same people. And if I did, maybe you'd have gone with a different random number. Maybe you'd have gone with a different year you killed someone. This could all be different. But this number belongs to today and today's show only. And if you look at this number, you can understand it in a very specific way as 8:08:26, today's date. At exactly 9:09, the time it is. You may be unique. Thank you for sharing. Good night.
So, obviously my thinking out loud did prove to be beneficial. It was very exciting to be acknowledged by him and to be a part of that amazing math trick that closed out the show and proved that we were a unique, once-in-a-lifetime audience. I hope he will return to Wytheville again very soon. And in terms of changes to the podcast, if there are any, you will not see them till the beginning of 2027. We will close out 2026 with Zach's At It again, as usual, with weekly installments until the end of the year. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.